Hey Teal Nation, we're back with another championship episode of the Chant Pod, presented by Revolution Mortgage. I'm your host, Sam Wiederhaft. Last week we talked with men's golf head coach Jacob Wilner after their Sunbelt championship, and today we're talking with the star pitcher of your new conference champions. It's Nicolette Picone of Chanticleer Softball. As a 7 seed, the Chants stormed through the Sunbelt tournament, and after an over 3-hour rain delay, they walked off winners over JMU last weekend for their first ever Sunbelt championship. Nicolette was named the conference pitcher of the year and pitched every single inning of every game during the tournament, including all 7 of that championship contest. She came on and talked about her incredible season, how she's been able to pitch so much this year at a really high level, and how special this group is as they prepare for the NCAA tournament. Let's get into it. Here's my conversation with Nicolette Picone. We're going back-to-back episodes with Sunbelt champions on the Chant Pod, presented by Revolution Mortgage. Last week it was men's golf. This week it's softball, and we're talking with the arm of the Chanticleers, literally the arm of the Chanticleers, Nicolette Picone. Nicolette, appreciate the time. Congratulations on the championship.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
A big weekend for you. First off, how's the arm feeling?
It's good. You know, Lindsay, the trainer, she's getting me in there, getting me doing recovery and all that jazz, so we're hanging in there. Yeah,
you pitched every single inning of the Sunbelt tournament that led up to a championship win over JMU. First off, Sunbelt champs, how's that feel?
Great. First time since Coastal's been in the Sunbelt. I knew this team was special from the fall, and we wanted to win, and we knew we could, so we just gave it everything we had.
There were some dramatics in that JMU game with a 3-hour rain delay, ended up with you guys winning on a walk-off 3-2. But during that rain delay, it's tied 2-2 at the 6th inning, I believe. What were you guys doing during that rain delay for so long when it was just so intense during the game?
A lot of the girls went into the hitting facility because it was right behind our dugout. I stayed on the bench just like, wow, why is this rain here? I was really mad. I was like, can we just get going? But Coach Q had already told me what pitch I was going to be throwing. Coach Green went over what first and third she wanted to run. So I was just thinking about executing that next pitch just to get out of that inning as quick as possible with as little damage done, just to get the inning flipped and have our offense going.
You had a lot of time to think about that inning.
Had a lot of time, 3 hours and 21 minutes.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. When you get back in the circle and it's the top of the 7th inning in a tied 2-2 game, what's going through your mind? 3
up, 3 down. I had, I'm pretty sure, 8-9-1 up to bat, and I knew, bottom of their lineup, I need to go at them hard. I can't give any free passes, can't let the lineup get past that one hole hitter, and just trusting my defense, not worrying about, striking out the side or all that stuff, just executing good pitches and getting my defense to make a play.
And you were able to lock it down in that top of the 7th, and Coastal was able to walk it off with Clara Hudgens on a wild pitch. Describe the emotions when you're in the dugout and you see that happen.
Well, every pitch, Coach Q was next to me, I was like, we need to score this inning. We need to score. And Clara gets on, she pulls the ball, and Clara is always trying to pull that ball because they always shift on her, and she pulled it, and then Pippin pulled, it was just back-to-back good. Delaney walks, and we had no outs, and Georgia and Kirsten were up to bat, so out of the 2 of them, one of them is definitely producing a sac fly, so I was not very worried. And then the wild pitch, I didn't even see it where it ended up. I just knew that the catcher had missed it, and I knew Clara was going, and everyone just runs out of the dugout. And I did not join in on the dog pile, but I was jumping, hugging my teammates on the outside of it.
Yeah, what was that celebration like? I think because the rain was still coming down, right? So
the rain stopped for a little bit, and then came up again when we were doing tournament awards and all that stuff. Okay. But the we were just ecstatic. We were so excited. Coach Green, the coaches were so happy, and just everyone was happy. 1 through 21 on the roster, everyone was stoked. We knew we had it, and that we were getting a hat, a ring, and a shirt.
Yeah, that's what it's all about right there. You pitched every game of the tournament, 25 complete games on the season. Do you ever get tired?
I like to nap. I have a big saving grace though. I only had a spring 1 class online this semester, so I had a lot of downtime. So I did get enough rest, but just really communicating with my trainer, my coaches about bullpen schedules, how much I need to go in bullpens to be ready for the weekend, especially series, because I knew that I would be throwing the first game and probably the third game, just going throughout the week knowing that I'm going to be throwing a lot during the weekend and just knowing my body and knowing how much I can handle.
Yeah, it truly is crazy how, and we were talking before this, but how much you're able to stay in games and how you're just able to finish everything off and pitch so well for so long. To take me through your arsenal and kind of how you're mixing up pitches and what you're throwing.
So, biggest pitch I throw is my curveball. I throw it on both sides of the plate, and it drops. I don't mean for it to drop, but a lot of the time it drops, and I think that's why I'm getting significantly more strikeouts this year than I have in years prior. But just the movement that I have, I throw a screwball that will either screw outside or it'll backdoor, but either way, it's moving somewhere. My changeup has been my second most used pitch probably, and it's just keeping those hitters off balance. And then we're throwing my off-speed curve more a little this year, so people are getting confused on that one, especially lefties when I'm throwing it outside and they're only expecting that hard curve. But yeah, just I'm very low in the zone, very induce weak contact ground balls type pitcher, and just trusting my defense to make those plays behind me.
What is your pregame routine like? How are you getting locked in for a start?
Depends. So this weekend especially, the nerves were up, adrenaline was up, and we had that 40-minute bus ride from Enterprise to Troy, so I had a lot of time to think. I would read to get my mind off the nerves, and then I would take a few minutes and just kind of close my eyes and just visualize my pitches moving and visualizing those weak ground balls or swings and misses, just to get in the right mindset to be in the game and have my best performance.
Yeah. You had a lot of your best performances this year. You were named the Sun Belt Pitcher of the Year. What did it mean to win that award?
It's awesome. Pretty sure it's the first time since Coach Q had won it when they were back in the Big South. So just being able to do that while she's here is just crazy. And also, I think this past weekend we were tied for single season wins. Also, just learning from her and perfecting what I have and just utilizing everything to the best of my ability has been great. And Pitcher of the Year wouldn't have come without my defense and my offense. Winning games like Kentucky and Georgia Tech that weekend was huge, and they were a big part of that.
It was a perfect segue because you were the first Conference Pitcher of the Year award winner since Kiana Quillis back in 2014 in the Big South. Just what have you learned from her this year? How much have you enjoyed working with her?
It was great. I see her as a peer, just someone who I can communicate with throughout the game. I see this batter doing this, so I think we should throw this pitch, and she really takes it in and just works with me. So we kind of are on the same page, and I'll let her know this isn't working, I don't want to throw this, and she's okay, cool. She no questions asked. And it's just I'm someone I'm comfortable with saying anything about the game, how I'm feeling, and all that stuff.
After the tournament, you guys are driving back on the bus, and you took probably the most hard photo I've ever seen, kind of doing the Kobe Bryant thing with the trophies. I mean, you had 3 of them behind you. You had the Sun Belt trophy. How did that come about?
So on our way to the field to play the game, Lucy Goodwin, one of my fellow seniors, was you need to take this picture. I'm I don't even know what picture you're talking about. So they pull up the picture, and Lucy, I think, and Maddie Jennings also took that picture in the dugout bathroom. But yeah, Lucy was Nicolette, we need to take this picture. So she went, unbuckles our big trophy from the front, takes all mine, stacks them up, and she's okay, and setting me up and all that stuff. And then she immediately sent it to Barstool CCU, so then it just got out there.
It was great. It was the coolest thing ever. But I mean, you've been here for 4 years. You started here as a freshman, now as a senior. Just take me through how much you've improved from year 1 to year 4.
It's just been crazy, both physically and mentally. My freshman year, they told me I was probably going to be a reliever, wasn't going to get very many starts. I think I ended up with maybe the second most amount of starts, whatever. I was up there just because, the first time I was out there, I showed that I can compete. And then sophomore year was primarily reliever. They put me in with all these crazy situations, got out of them a lot of times. Just that was a pretty good year for us and, for me especially being a reliever. And then last year I took on more of a starter role and day 2 starter, just trying to get my team a series win as fast as possible if we won the first game. And then this year I knew we have a young pitching staff, so I knew I had to step up, and I knew that I could and that I was capable.
Could you envision as a freshman I mean, just being able to do all this as a senior, win Sunbelt Pitcher of the Year, and be a part of such a special team?
I didn't even think it was a possibility. Not that I wasn't good enough. I just didn't really cross my mind as a freshman that I could be as good as I am now, with a team that's as good as we are, and just the chemistry and getting along with everyone. Like, this year has been the best.
Yeah. This year you pitched 46 times, 28-9 record, 35 starts, but you also have 5 saves, and you came out of the bullpen a few times as well. Do you like starting more, or do you like coming into that relief role?
It depends. I like both equally, because starting, I feel like it's a little more pressure, in my opinion. I know, like, saves, it's different, but starting, like, you need to start out on the right foot, because whenever they score first, you're like, oh man, they scored first. But relieving is just something that I've always done, even in travel ball. Like, they would put me in those situations, so it's nothing new for me, and I know that I can do that, especially like Georgia State. They had put me in with bases loaded and no outs. I wasn't worried. I knew that I get a lot of ground balls, and I knew I had faced them the day before, so I just, anything. And then we got the double play, almost triple play. But yeah, I like both equally, and they're both very different.
Yeah. Talking with Coastal pitcher Nicolette Picone on the Chant Pod, presented by Revolution Mortgage. There is a core group of players on this team that have been together for a while. It's kind of refreshing now in the age of the transfer portal, where we see players go in and out, but Coastal's been able to have, I mean, I think about you, I think about Kirsten Roos, Maddie Jennings, just players that have been together for a while. Take me through what that dynamic is with all you guys.
So me, Kirsten, and Maddie have been roommates since freshman year. We do a lot together. We're always around each other, and we've been through like ups and downs of team culture and like all this stuff, and we just really try to promote an atmosphere of like have fun and just play the game. You know how to play. We're good. And Delaney and Pippin have also been here forever, and Pippin is just great. Like, she went from not having any money and they put her on scholarship. Like, that was awesome. Delaney is a big lead by example. She's just a great player, and I like to joke with her because she's very nonchalant, especially when she makes a good play and she comes back to me and was like, Delaney, just smile, and she like laugh at me. But it's just good. Like, we've had the same team for a while, and now we're just showing the world how good we are.
Friend of the podcast, Delaney Keith, on a few weeks ago. She was great. The dynamic with you guys off the field. I mean, what are you guys, doing? I'm sure you guys are all friends. What's, some of the activities off the field you guys are doing?
So everyone really gets along with everyone. Like, last night, we got dinner. A few of us got dinner. People will just do anything, go shopping. Some girls go shopping together. Me and Livy Payne went and saw a movie last week. It's just, we want to hang out with each other. We like being around each other, and on the bus it's fun. We're all laughing, all playing games, doing whatever. It's just we're very loose, and we're very calm around each other, and it's just, we promote a good atmosphere.
What are you typically doing? I know you don't want to think about it right now because there's still, we're in the thick of postseason play, but in the off season, what are some of the things that you're doing to, kind of take your mind off softball?
I got a puppy in the fall, so this past fall was a stressful one with her, but just like doing whatever. I like to read, but start grad school this next month actually. But just working on myself and like learning what I want to do with my life, and just like having fun, enjoying the time that I have here.
You're from New York originally. When did playing collegiate softball become like a dream and a real goal for you?
When I was little, I always dreamed of playing somewhere down south, and it's just now, like, when I don't even know how young I was. I knew that I was emailing schools once a month. I had a reminder in my phone, like, email schools. So I would send out an email to schools like once a month about like me wanting to play there, and going like with my travel team to all these places where coaches were, just to get my name out there. But I knew I always wanted to do somewhere in the South just because it was cooler.
Yeah, why was it, how did the connection with Coastal happen? I know you're obviously emailing schools, but when was that, kind of initial connection? So
I didn't know Coastal existed until they found me in Colorado with my travel team. I wasn't a junior yet, so they couldn't talk to me, and my coach came up to me. He's like, "Oh, Coastal's looking at you," and I was like, "I'm not really sure who that is," but looked into it. I came to a camp. There was a hurricane that week, and they had to cancel like the second day, but it was like the September 1st, and they had emailed me, called me later that week, asked me to come on a visit. So I came on a visit, me and my mom, and she said when we were like touring the locker room, she's like, my face lit up because it was so cool. But then a couple weeks later, she was driving me home from high school, and we actually pulled into the parking lot of where I played like 8U travel ball. And they had called me, and I was like, I might need a week or two to like make a decision. And then I muted them, and I said to my mom, I was like, I'm just gonna commit it. And then I was like, actually, yeah, I'll come. And they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah. And then so that just pulling into that parking lot was crazy. My mom was very emotional about it too, but it was awesome.
Yeah, well, it was a fantastic decision, and we're all glad that it happened. Now, I mean, looking back on it 4 years later, what's been special about playing at Coastal and just being here in Conway?
Just watching the team develop, like how we were my freshman year to how we are now is just so much different, mentally, physically, and all that. And just being obviously by the beach, like getting tan a lot earlier than my friends up north.
That's huge.
But just watching like even my roommates, Maddie and Kirsten, just grow and like develop their skills. It's been awesome to see how much people have grown once they get to college.
So let's talk regionals. They start Friday in Durham. The first game is against Georgia. Just how excited are you to pitch and just kind of showcase yourself on a national stage?
I think it will be awesome. I think we definitely have a good chance of doing some damage in the regionals. I think our offense is good enough to definitely do some damage, so I got to hold it down on my front. Abby's got to step up when she gets her opportunity as well. And I'm stoked. People are thinking that Duke's just going to take it all. I think we're going to put up a good fight.
You guys leave tomorrow for Durham. You got practice later today. Just what's the preparation been like ever since you guys found out that you'd be going to Durham and playing Duke, Georgia, and Howard?
Yeah, we lifted yesterday. Got a good lift in. Got a little bike workout in. But just doing what we know how to do. Like, don't stress about it. This first game isn't our last game. Might as well not stress about it. Just play the game you know how to play.
Mm-hmm. Nicolette, I'll close it off with just asking, what can we expect out of this team in the NCAA tournament this weekend?
You can expect a super regional. I think we're definitely good enough to get there, and I think we're going to put up a really good fight against these teams.
Yeah, super excited to watch it. Nicolette, you've been awesome this year. Super great to talk to you, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Truly remarkable stuff, what she's been able to accomplish this season, and the season continues this weekend. The Chants' first NCAA tournament appearance since 2012, and they'll be playing in the Durham Regional all weekend. The regional teams include Duke, Howard, and Friday's first opponent, Georgia. The first game is set for Friday at 2:30 Eastern Time on ESPN+, so a super exciting opportunity for the Chants as they look to extend their season. Coastal Baseball kept the train rolling with their fifth consecutive Sunbelt sweep over ULM last weekend. They're up to number 11 in the country and will close out the regular season on the road against Old Dominion on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday before their highly anticipated postseason begins with the Sunbelt Tournament. We crowned 2 new Sunbelt champions in track and field last weekend. Congratulations to Amanda Kinlock, who defended her title in the 100-meter hurdles, and Molly Jones, who battled injuries all year. She took the gold in the 5,000-meter race after finishing second in the 10,000 meters last weekend. The last chance to make regional marks will be in Boone, North Carolina this weekend, so good luck to the Chants before their regional later this month. And that's what we got going on in Teal Nation. It's championship season, and the Chants are bringing home the hats, t-shirts, and rings. We'll talk next week. I'm Sam Wiederhaft signing off. Chants up.